I evolved this year. I became a different beast for real. But lollygagging aside, I'm gonna tell you what things I glazed the most this year because you care, right? First of all, video games. You know why. These two games in the series overall, I would give the biggest to because I mean they're really good. Persona 3 Reload and Persona 4 Golden. I love they're so good. Amazingly kind of sort of written stories, funny characters, fun combat, amazing music. Overall just kind of this is a bit of a stretch, but the perfect type of game for me. They're not perfect games, but for me they're pretty close to perfect. And while on the Atlas topic, Metaphor, oh my god, Metaphor is so good. Except I'm very close to beating it, but I haven't beaten it yet. But overall, I really liked it. And when it finally clicked for me, grinding the archetypes, oh my, dude, it's pretty fun. I won't hold you. And that main battle theme. I played Yakuza 8 this year as well. Boy, oh boy, am I mixed on that game. Metroid Dread, oh my god, that was my first Metroid game and Metroidvania. Ho ho, I was addicted. And then once I beat it, I couldn't play any other Metroid games because they're all expensive. At the peak of my Smash Bros addiction, I was at the peak of my Smash Bros addiction. It's pretty fun. Splatoon 3 is like or something like that. I don't know. It's pretty good though. I played Hollow Knight. I'm gonna finish it one day. I also played Bloodstained Ritual of the Night, and I didn't finish it, but I really liked it. I liked the music. I liked the atmosphere. I liked the gear. Upgrading stuff. I liked a lot of it, but I didn't finish it. I played Celeste this year as well. Man, that was fun. Literally the most fun platformer ever, and I love the pixel art. I guess the writing is meh, or maybe it's deeper if you have mental problems. Okay, but real talk, I don't remember anything from the story of Celeste. I just remember the platforming and the music, both of which are so good. Please make a sequel now. Or someone show me a game that's similar to Celeste. But either way, please. Bone Lab, Dragon Fist VR. I like both of these games. Vertigo Remastered was one of those games that I quit sometime a long time ago. And then I booted it back up and I couldn't put it down or take it off because it's VR. Man, I really like that game. It's like Half-Life in VR almost. And then I ran out of money and I couldn't play Vertigo 2. Firewatch was kind of annoying. I say annoying because it kind of like edges you into thinking that there's going to be a supernatural element, and then there never is. I don't know, but it was still really good, really atmospheric, really beautiful looking, really nice writing. I just want a sequel. But actually not really, because then that would ruin this game. Probably. I really wanted to finish Nier Automata this year, but I couldn't because I was so sucked in by Metaphor and Persona 5, which I'm ashamed of. I've only gotten the first ending in Nier Automata, so technically I beat it, but I haven't 100%ed it, which is what I want to do. But from what I played, dude, it's so good. Voice acting is on the weaker side, but it's still alright, you know? The music, the atmosphere, the combat is all pretty fun. I cannot wait to beat this and then watch the anime because it looks pretty cool. And speaking of Nier Automata, Stellar Blade. Boy, I don't want to act like I'm not really sad about this, but this is my most disliked video ever. Truthfully, I kind of like this game, you know? I beat it. I beat it. I beat the game. I clearly liked it enough. But man, there's a lot wrong with it, but it made it onto this list because I remember playing it. I liked it. Ish, kinda, not really, maybe, yeah. And before I forget, I have to put respect on the intro to Stellar Blade. It is so good, but kind of deceiving because that's all you can play in the demo, and it's like the peak of the game. But still, it's really good. Guilty Gear Strive was the third fighting game that I got into, but it's my most played, not really actually, Smash Bros beat it, but it's my second most played. I really liked it. And I love the music. Oh my god, Amelia Rage's theme. You may be wondering why I cut off that clip. It's because I kind of started moaning. Like that one Trump clip, but less funny. I was just reminded after I saw Lollipop Chainsaw, which by the way I really want to play, that I played Dead Rising this year. I wasn't even close to finishing it though. I could not deal with the actual time limit on the game. It just stressed me out so much because I'm the type of person who wants to do like every piece of side content. But the fact that I was actually timed, that just drove me crazy. But one day, I'm gonna return because it was really cool. Oh, and I forgot Project Century, a new RGG game. It better be good. On to books, because I read books this year too. I rediscovered Barnes & Noble this year, and by extension, I discovered the joy of reading again, which is rediscovering, god damn it. But the first book that really sucked me in once I rediscovered reading was Out by Natsuo Kirino. God damn it. Natsuo Kirino. I think that's how you say her name. I really like this book. I hated the ending though. The ending is literally the worst thing I've ever read. It was a pain on my eyes, and for the next few weeks, I could not stop thinking about it, and it pissed me off so much. But the rest of this book is so good, you have to read it. I don't know what they're talking about, pitch black humor. There's no jokes in this book, but I really liked it. Read it. Another book that sucked me in, The Last Smile in Sunder City. You read from the perspective of Fetch Phillips, a PI looking for a missing person. But what's really interesting about this book is the world. Magic ran the world, and then the magic died. What happens afterwards? I like the way that this book explores the unexpected ramifications of this concept, or maybe expected if you're smarter than me. But Fetch Phillips, the slow unraveling of his backstory and his character, is a really effective page-turner. Overall, it's not a perfect book, which is obviously going to make everyone not want to read it, but I recommend you read it. The Catcher in the Rye is pretty polarizing. I like the book. I like how it's written. I like some of the observations that Holden makes. They're so real. For example, him commenting on people being moved by really shallow, one-dimensional things. I thought that was pretty relatable. But he says in such an unlikable way. He is such an unlikable person. It's actually kind of insane. I understand the point is that he's a troubled kid, which by extension makes him very insecure, very scared, and he shows his emotions in this unlikable way. But still, man, come on, bro. You ever thought of just not being sad and not being troubled? While I was at Barnes & Noble, I remembered that the Persona 5 manga exists. And guess what? I didn't read that. I read like other things. I got the entire Bone series and one of the compendiums for Invincible. Both of these series are pretty good. Bone, I remember from my childhood. I don't remember, but I remember, you know what I'm saying? It's pretty good, very charming, pretty silly. And Invincible, I will not hold you. I stopped watching the Invincible show because of Amber, because I didn't want to see her be with Mark instead of Eve. And then the comic does the exact same thing to me. But I have spoilers knowing that he ends up with Eve eventually. So I just have to push to that point. But it's well written too and cool. And I read Scott Pilgrim. I kind of like how it's similar to Yakuza in that everyone just knows how to fight and has like magical-ish powers. But I feel like I would dislike Scott in real life, but maybe that makes me an unlikable person. And everyone is gay in Scott Pilgrim. Scott is gay because he said like hot Asian guy. Ramona's gay because she had a girlfriend. Kim is gay because she kissed a girl. Knives is gay because she kissed Kim. Wallace is gay because he kissed a guy. Young Neil, he's just there. Stefan is gay. And Julie, I don't even remember. So many people are gay. Doesn't really matter, I know. Kind of a weird thing to fixate on. You closeted homosexual. But it's just something I noticed. I'm also partway through reading the first issues of Alita Battle Angel and Parasite, the mangas. I like these. Alita Battle Angel is pretty cool, and Parasite, it's a bit, don't kill me, on the basic side, but I still like it. The part where Shinichi's, if that's not his name, I'm gonna cry. When his arm turns into a Pinar, that was the funniest thing ever. I sent it to my friend because it made me giggle. But yeah, you would not believe this, but I also listened to music this year. GNX by Kendrick Lamar, obviously. More specifically, The Heart Part 6, which I'm kind of addicted to. You know, most of this year was video game music. You know, Persona 5 Tactica, Royal, Strikers, 4 Golden, 3 Reload, 3. Just a lot of Persona and Yakuza music, and you know, I did pretty much all of my new music discovery in the past like month and a half. You know, I was put on to Amy Winehouse by someone. I'm like 2 songs away from the end of Chromacopia. I can only remember Sticky. Sticky's pretty cool. Some J. Cole, a lot of Kendrick Lamar, as I alluded to earlier. Oh, and Imogen Heap I was put on. Why'd you have to be so cute? I forgot how it goes. That was probably completely off. But I liked Imogen Heap. and this is my Wrapped, if you care. It's bullshit, by the way. It is not real. On God, these are not my top songs. There's a lot of other musical things I want to talk about, but I don't have time for all that, and I don't know what to say. 2024 was a pretty good year for media consumption for me. I discovered a lot of things that will affect me for the rest of my life. On God, on God. What about you, though? What did you discover? What did you read? What did you watch? What did you play? Tell me.